Hello viewers, welcome to my video on Minoxidil and side effects, things that I've experienced or what I thought I may have experienced over the last 6 months. Now I'm pretty much at my 6 month, my end of my 6 months. I'll be posting a 6 month report, hopefully within the next week or so. This one's really, I think, 6 months I think is a fair enough time to be able to evaluate if I've had any side effects from minoxidil, and so this video will look to cover. So if you've watched my first video, you'll see that I've purchased a Kirkland brand, which is Costco, 5% minoxidil, and on that, it doesn't really. It's not like other medication, which basically will say, you might suffer headaches, you might do this, you might do that. It doesn't go into it. It gives you advice like women shouldn't really try it, like things like that. But it doesn't say anything else. So when you're putting it on your head, what are the types of things that I was thinking about? I did think, or for some reason I thought maybe I might suffer from headaches. I've read a bit into it. Some people have talked about excess hair being grown elsewhere, dry scalp, greasy hair. What else have people said? And then obviously there's the product itself, whether it's worked or not. As I say, I'll cover that in my next video. So we're at 6 months. What have I learned? Well, number one, let's go with headaches. Have I experienced any form of headache? I generally don't suffer from headaches. I may suffer from the odd one every 3 or 4 months. Have I suffered any since I take minoxidil? I've had about one. In fact, I had it the other day. But other than that, I don't suffer from headaches. So for me, minoxidil has not given me any other further headaches. I'm pleased about that. What else have we got? Excess hair. Some people have talked about more hair being grown on their arms, or thicker or darker hair on their arms, legs, etc. For me, I've not seen any change. I've not seen any change at all on the hair on my body. I'm not growing it in any peculiar places. I'm not growing more of it. It's absolutely had no effect at all on my body hair. So for me, even around facial hair, not really. I've still suffer from a bit where I, for some unknown reason, don't grow any just here. It's not changed again here at all on the face. So it is quite concentrated up at the top. What else have we got? So we've got headaches, we've got hair. Those are the two main things that people have spoken about. Certainly trawling the internet. If we go on to your scalp, this is probably where you're most likely to come into any form of problem with minoxidil, and that is potential for a dry scalp. I've got that. It comes and goes. At the beginning, it was not great. If I'm being honest with you, I was literally getting clumps of skin sort of stuck to my scalp. It's a bit like cradle cap, really, and I was having to sort of pick it off, scratch it off the surface. It dead dried up skin. I think it was possibly how I was using it. I literally just put it on there and did nothing about it. I changed approximately 2 to 3 months ago, and I started rubbing it into the skin. That's it. That's alleviated my problem. I still do get small skin patches, dry skin patches, but I found that using a branded like dandruff sort of shampoo will just literally just take away all of that dry dead skin. Um, and obviously the only problem you get with dry dead skin, or with the dried skin on the top of your head, is there's a potential that the hair will go underneath that skin, and your hair will look generally flat because the hair's, not sticking up. It's underneath the skin, so you need to get all that skin off to allow the hair to basically go up. So if we sort of take that, dry skin's not the greatest. Dandruff, not really a problem. It was literally just dry dry skin stuck to the scalp. There was no big problems with dandruff. I was still washing my hair as normal. That was fine. So for me, dandruff wasn't an issue. Depending on the type of minoxidil product that you use, in my case, it's the liquid format, not the foam. You'll apply it to your hair. Yes, it takes approximately about an hour and a half for it to go dry. Does it leave your hair feeling greasy? Yeah, it does. It also leaves it feeling quite dry after a while as well. So it sort of goes greasy, then quite sort of dry. But on the longer term, I haven't found my hair to be greasy, if I'm being honest. Not to the point of that, you can touch it and it'd just be like really greasy on your fingers. Only when you apply it. That's the only time that I've ever found my hair to be greasy, within the first hour, hour and a half. And then I say after that it dries off. It sort of leaves your hair feeling a bit sort of wiry kind of feel. And then up to you how you want to do it afterwards. For me, I just sort of brush over it to sort of, I want to say, almost break up the hair a bit, and sort of flex it about a bit, and then just try and style it into something. But it's not greasy to touch after that. So really, despite it doing what it needs to do, which is growing the hair, it actually hasn't left for any real side effects. You just have to maintain and take care of your scalp. Make sure you wash, and don't be afraid to think, well, if I wash it, it's going to all probably wash out in the shower. Don't apply it just before you go in the shower. Apply it when you get out. But don't think that by washing your hair, all that new hair that you're growing is going to just wash out. Because actually, once it's growing, it's a bit like grass. You got to really start sort of. It just doesn't fall out. It's there to say it's to stay to some extent. So, anything else? We've got. I can't. If I'm being honest, I suppose the only thing that I will say, side effect, but is that, I suppose it's a side effect. Right at the beginning, you'll find that you probably do start to lose more of the hair that what you've got left on your head. Then it grows your new hair. So just remember that. Try not to panic too much. It sort of pays off long term. That for the first couple of months you'll possibly look a bit balder than you were before you started using it. It then regrows that hair, and you sort of catch up, and then it grows more. So just think that, is it working? Oh no, it's not working. And then literally after about 3 months, 3 to 4 months, you start to really think, okay, yeah, it's getting back now. I'm getting it. Fantastic. So, worth bearing that in mind. Can't really think. Doesn't have any effect on your bowels. Doesn't have any effect on sexual performance. Anything, that other drugs might have an effect on libido, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't touch it. So all in all, really, for me, I've generally been pretty happy with the result, and also with the lack of side effects. So if I get any more side effects, bearing in mind I'm now at 6 months, if anything starts to happen after that 6 months, I will post it. But in the meantime, give it about a week, and I'll give you an update on my 6 month update on how my hair is, and sort of give you a 6 month report. Now I'm basically towards the end of my 6 month worth of bottles. So keep an eye out on this channel for more videos, and I'll catch up with you again soon.